we've talked about this before. If you could set up a golf course and always have a porch looking over the very last hole, it's the perfect spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Whole Story Podcast. Robby and Jonathan here. We are coming off a incredible week at Pinehurst in the sand hills there of North Carolina, and we had a great event called Good Company that we've been talking about for a while, and it finally got here and happened, and it was amazing. First, Jonathan, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm not as sore as I was a week ago. If you're listening to this when this gets released on a Thursday morning, just know I was barely dragging myself out of bed. I was really glad we had carts for the day, and I was struggling to hit a 9 iron like 130 yards. Like I had no juice left. There was just nothing left after 4 days of lots of golf. It was a good time, but nothing left in the tank.
We didn't have bets on whether you would make it all the way through, but we could have. It was questionable at best. Looking at you every now and then.
When we went to
Because it was hot too, right?
well, so first day we played number 3.
Well,
That's
hold on.
short.
Let's
Okay.
pause there. We'll get into more
All right.
stories. But
No,
anyway, you made it. Congrats.
we made
We had a
it.
great
We
time.
did.
And we'll talk about that. But as we jump into it, we have to thank friends of the program, right? Summit Golf
Right.
Brands, Be Dratty, Zero Restriction, Fairway and Green. Those guys are great. Go to each of those sites and use the code BestBall20 and you can get 20% off your order. We did not need any rain gear. I did use the Zero Restriction gloves, which are awesome. These things. That story will come later, but
Sweaty.
yeah, very thankful for those guys making us look good. We did release a little I can't remember what it's called, scripting for the week that Jonathan and I wore each day, so that was kind of fun. Many thanks to Western Birch. Again, although we picked up a lot of different tees from Pinehurst, we were sure to use the ones from our friends at Western Birch that had best ball on it, had good company, and we scattered those around the different courses that we played. So check out westernbirch.com. Many thanks to Lewis and his team. If you use best ball in the shipping cart, you get a free gift with your order. So, Jonathan, Pinehurst.
I noticed.
You'd been there before. We went last year for the U.S. Open, one of the rounds.
Yeah.
And we saw the Saturday round. You got to see the course, kind of walk around it a little bit, but you got to go actually play at Pinehurst. And let's run through the schedule, right? We were there 4 days, 3 nights, 4 days. We stayed at the Holiday Inn. We played number 3, number 10, number 2, the Cradle, and finished up with number 8. So let me ask, first time playing at Pinehurst in general, what'd you think?
Um, it's insane to think about the variety of courses. So number 3 was the perfect, I called it the amuse bouche, because it was just a nice little starter. You never really had to go hard. I think the first hole was like 280, maybe 320 yards, but it was designed in a way, it wasn't a grip it and rip it at all. Like there was no way really to land, some creativity. The other Jonathan that was with us hated it because he likes to hit driver. I thought it was great. It was a great start. If I were to go back and do the exact same courses that we just played, I would play number 3 first every single time.
Yeah, it was a great start to the trip.
Yep.
We'll dig into the courses here more in a second, but let's kind of roll through the different aspects of Pinehurst Resort that we got to experience. Let's start with the lodging. We stayed at the historic Holly Inn.
Yep.
What did you think of that?
Well, I always took the second shower, so the hot water was very quick. Everyone else, though, complained that it took a while for the shower to heat up. We didn't ever putt in the hallway. I'm guessing if we did, though, it would have been some pretty strong breaks left to right. But other than that, like it was a really nice hotel. It was centrally located. They've got the shuttles and everything that take you anywhere you want to go, which is insane. Even to like restaurants. If you're just like, hey, I need to go here. They're like, okay, we'll grab a shuttle and put you on a bus and take you places. So great partnership. Obviously a town that has embraced the essence of being quintessential and golf. I joked about when we first pulled up it was 11 o'clock in the morning and there's an old man reading a newspaper as if those things still exist on a bench in front of the Holly. So it's like stepping back into Mayberry, if you will.
He's just Secret Service.
Must have
He's
been.
there to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the Holiday Inn was incredible. Historic, older
Mhm.
rooms, but it was fine. Again, centrally located. People there were really nice. We got breakfast buffet there every morning, which is really good. I know you didn't really partake of that.
I had one.
Uh,
I got up early enough for
you did
one.
once. You did it once, yeah. But no, good food. And then we sat in there, I guess, after the first evening and watched on the screen as they previewed number 10, which we were going to play the next day. So that was kind of fun.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, the shuttles were great. We could talk a lot about the different characters and the people. Roy, our guy there at the Holly, the doorman, he was excellent. He gave us a little tip of the day as we went off to each course, and that was a lot of fun. So many thanks to him. What about the food, though? The different places we ate. Carolina dining room on the first night, and then we did the Deuce right there behind Pinehurst number 2 for night number
Yep.
2. And then we did the Pinehurst Brewing Company on the last night, and we kind of topped it off with lunch at Plate, the new restaurant there at number 8. So, what was your thoughts on the food?
I think you set it up perfectly. Like if I were scheduling this trip, I wouldn't change anything about it from the sense of the first night, everybody's still fresh, and you're like, okay, we're gonna go sit somewhere nice, and as the week progresses, you're slowly deteriorating. And we're not a drinking group. This wasn't because we were, staying up to 2 o'clock in the morning at bars. A lot of sparkling water was drank. A lot of recovery drinks. Like we're old folks just trying to make it through the week. But as it got more and more casual, it definitely matched our level of energy and the amount of time we'd spent out in the sun. So food was good. I mean, hard to beat. The one thing we didn't get, repping the Dugan's pub here, we did not try Dugan's wings. It just didn't make it. We were too full from dinner.
Too full, and sometimes they did close too early. So,
They did close pretty early.
no, I thought the food options were great. Like you said, I think the order we did it in was great. Having the meal at the Carolina dining room there at the Carolina Hotel was a great opening dinner. It was the one that had the dress code, one of the ones that had the dress code, the only one we went to. And so we not dressed up, but, more, we had pants on and
Right.
collared shirt and, shirts tucked in. And it was nice. It was nice to sit around and got a good steak. So that was
For,
fun.
for the record, you had to wear some type of pants at the other places too. It wasn't as nice. You couldn't
Yeah.
just be hanging out in your underwear.
Yeah,
Not that
absolutely.
kind of golf place.
Not that kind of golf place. All right. And then our golf, I mentioned earlier, played number 3, 10, 2, and 8, and had a round at the Cradle. We played Thistle Dew as well.
Yeah.
So you kind of touched on number 3, how you thought that was a good starter. Short course, greens are tough. They weren't rolling as fast as the time I played it before with my buddy Joe Fellini, but who you guys got to meet in person.
Yep.
But it's a great starting course, I think. It's one that it's kind of a shot maker course. Like you said, you can't bust driver everywhere. It makes you think a little bit and kind of hone in the iron game.
Yeah, I thought three was great. Three's the kind of place. It's obviously not a par three course, but man, there were three.
Not at all.
No, but there's probably three or four par threes, at least two or three on each side, so you get a couple extra than what you normally would. Um, but man, if you're just talking about a warm up, everybody's getting there. And also, even though we played in two different groups, you still like close enough every once in a while just because of a little bit of traffic and things like that. You kind of, it's a nice start to a group setting. Um, I enjoyed the heck out of it. If I lived in town, it would probably be my favorite course to play on a regular basis just because of how quick and easy it was.
Yeah.
There's no way you're tired or stressed at the end. Um, I mean, for me, it literally could have been 7 iron, 9 iron on almost every hole if that's what you chose to do. Yeah, I
And
thought
it,
it
it
was
was four par threes on the front, two on the back,
right. So
and
just
only two par fives. Both of those were on the back.
And I mean, if you think about it again, if you're going to go and play a course, if you're going to play a course over and over again, it's also challenging because like the greens, they're protected. There's angles to come in at different stuff. They have a couple dog legs, and even the par threes were sneaky. There wasn't, you would think, but if you get better, if you're really good at golf, dialing in could also be a really fun course. Hey, I'm going to go low and
Yeah,
go real low, especially since par was like what 70 or 68, like it was lower than normal.
68. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'd just be
No,
a fun
I
day.
thought that was a great starter course. We was it the first day we were there. We met some guys, and their first course they were going to go to was number two,
Yeah. That
and
would,
that I can't imagine starting on number two. If that's
no.
get out of the car after a 3 hour drive, a flight, whatever, and then step out and walk number two. No,
Right.
that would be that'd be tough. So great start. I do like one thing I like about Pinehurst is the character of each course.
Right.
Number three, shorter course. So what do? They have short flags. They
Yep.
have a triangle shaped flag. So I like that yellow and red. I think that's really cool. So yeah, great starting course. And then we move on to the new one,
Oh
number
my
10.
gosh. That was the
Number
exact
10. It's a
opposite.
walking course, even though it's a beast of a walk, but it was a walking course.
Yeah.
That was the one I'd played two before. That was the one I was most looking forward to playing.
If
I'm kind of curious what your thoughts were.
if I could have switched it, knowing what I know now, I would have played two the second day to be a little bit more fresh because of the history of it all and things like that. Um, my group, we almost didn't play like 6 holes. So the turn house or the halfway house is right after number 8. And then you go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, the gauntlet, and it loops right back around. And you guys were playing ahead of us, I believe. Yeah, you guys were
Correct.
the group ahead. We were really, really close to just sitting on the porch. It was it was I listen, I like it hot my entire life, and it was brutally hot, and we were running a point system, so like our scores didn't really matter, and we literally sat there and went, we what if we just sat here for an hour and while you guys were out there suffering in the sun and just had some snacks and some lunch. And I we met a couple, I met a couple in the lobby at the Holly Inn that night, and they were going to go play golf the next day. They were playing number 10, and I just flat out asked, like, how often do you guys play golf? And the guy's like, I play golf all the time, and she's like, I sort of play golf sometimes. I said, here's what I would recommend. You should stop at number 9 and sit underneath the porch and let him go play those other 5 or 6 holes, and then you just pick up on number 15 and play out the last 4 with them. And he'll have a great time because he gets the challenge that he wants to, and you'll have a great time because you're going to save yourself in the sun. But 10 was,
People signed up to play in June. They know it's going to be
no,
hot and the
I
sun's going to be
understand.
out.
Yeah, but she was talking about like just dropping wherever he put his ball. So she wasn't like a, if you're, listen, here's the thing. If you're not a golfer, don't play number 10.
Yeah, you shouldn't be paying a premium to play
It's
their
a
brand new course.
real course that is really long and really hard. And even whenever it's not long, it just felt enormous. I mean, some of the par fours were not terrible, right? Like 420 yards, things like that. But they played so much for longer than what it felt, and uh, it was very, very hot that day. Hats off to the course. What was it? Every other hole had an ice chest, full of cold water.
Yeah,
I grabbed two. I mean, I was drinking like almost a bottle of water every single hole.
as you should
Um,
be.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was a long walk, for
yeah.
sure on that Tuesday.
I thought it was great. I really love what they did with that course. A great addition
Mm.
to the collection there at Pinehurst. I can't wait to go play it again. It
Oh,
was
I'd go do it
that
again in a
much fun.
heartbeat. It was
It was
fun.
that much fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then we did Thistle Dew, right? So we went back and did showers and stuff. We were going to do dinner at the Deuce that night, and I said, "Hey, let's go play Thistle Dew." So we did that before and after dinner.
Yeah.
Fun putting course, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, what was it? Probably 2 acres of just putting around. There was a private event that held up the first 9 holes, but it didn't stop us from having a good time. We played the back nine a couple times and we played the front. And then at some point, we just started aiming at random pockets and holes across the greens in different
Yeah,
places. And
we were standing at like the 11th, and we said, "All right, we're going to the
right,
15th or something." Yeah,
right.
yeah, a lot of fun. All right,
Just a great place to hang out.
absolutely, a lot of fun. Then number two, our third day.
Yeah,
I'm curious, seeing it as a U.S. Open site
yeah.
the previous year, and now playing it. What were your thoughts?
So Jonathan and I talked about this along the way. Uh, it wasn't as hard as we thought it was going to be. You know, you look at U.S. Opens, you think about what they're playing. Obviously, they're incredible golfers and things like that. And in the back of your head, you're thinking, there's no way. Clearly, the greens were not as fast paced as what we would normally play. We were not playing from the tips, right? We're not playing from where the pros would be playing from. But I think I broke 100. I think I shot a 99. Um, I think it went double, 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 double for like the first 5 or 6 holes. I was playing with some sticks. So the north south is coming up soon there.
It's
There's a
happening right
June.
now.
Is it right now?
Yep.
So there's the juniors and there was also an amateurs. So we were the Jonathans, me and Jonathan Dickinson. Dickinson, yeah. We got paired up with two kids that were there for practice rounds. Shout out to Slater and his uncle because we just absolutely terrorized this kid the entire round. He shot even par on the back. I think he was 2 or 3 over for the entire round, and he's a +5 handicap. The other kid's a +3.
Sound
So
like you messed them up too much.
no, we did not, but we got to absolutely watch great golf. Like these kids, I mean, they never really missed a shot. Anything they had to recover, they did. Uh, William, the one kid that +3 came from China back in 2020. Him and his family are just traveling all over the world, all over the country, practicing, and he's going to be out at USC for college starting next year. It was really interesting to think about the mentality of an 18 handicap, and him a +3, because on the par five, I was just short of the green for my third shot, so I was my eagle, and in my head, I walked up and thought, "Oh, good, I'll be able to make a bogey." And he walked up and he goes, "Hey, that's your eagle shot." I was like, "Oh, it is my eagle shot." But never in my mind do I think I'm going to chip this and hole it out. I think surely I'll be able to six putt and walk away with less than a triple, that sort of thing. And so just that mentality of, whenever you get better, maybe this could help me be better just in terms of thinking about scoring instead of trying to always play on the defensive side of, well, I hope I don't screw this up too bad, instead of thinking I have an opportunity to do something here. So, great round to play with those guys. Matt Gibson showed up in the middle. That's probably the highlight. Like some comic relief and someone to chat and hang out with as we sort of walked a couple holes together. But it was, I mean, I think it sort of lives up to the expectation. We could have used a better caddy. I like if I had to fix one thing, the caddy that day was rough at best. There was little help provided, and Jonathan were kind of on our own. A couple times we're like, we should just carry our own bags. It'd be more effective. So
Yeah.
I know you kind of had a similar experience too.
Yeah, I feel like I paid my caddy to hang out with my playing partner, Joel.
Yeah.
Both of them like to chat, and that doesn't help when you're waiting on a club every hole, every
Our guy
shot.
was 20 yards behind us the entire time.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
sometimes yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so, but what did you think about playing a course that they just had the U.S. Open on?
Um, I
I mean,
knew,
do you get the warm fuzzies or like the that's really cool that I got to play here kind of thing?
no, because I don't hit the shots they do. Like if I could pull out like the drive, I would always think of number three. That's the one we spent a little bit of time with whenever we were there on that Saturday. On Saturday they had it set up as a drivable par four. I think it was 320, maybe 330 yards, something like that. And those guys were literally hitting shaped shots onto this dome of a green. And whenever they missed one way or the other, their chips were so close and so great. And I think I struggled to get it there in 3 or 4 shots before I two putted. So you realize how much better they are by watching them in person, and then to be able to compare like where did my ball land versus theirs. I was playing with a +5, so even whenever we were close to where his ball was, it was only because he teed off 80 yards behind us.
Yeah.
So, if you were going to go play on a trip, you have to play number two. There's no way to not play number two. I don't know why you would go there unless you've been a bunch of times and just decided not to. But it was well worth the whatever the premier fee is to do it, because it has hosted. I believe, I don't know if you're going to reveal this right now, but you got a coin, didn't you?
I did. I did
Yeah.
get I got the deuce coin. Yep, that was
And
that was fun.
I think everyone probably had a moment where you're like, okay, this was the hole that other pros have shot and what they've done. I parred the 18th. I took my third shot was like 173 out, which says a whole lot since it shouldn't have been. It should have been my second shot, but I ended up putting it about 4 to 6 feet just north of the hole, and I one putted for par. So that was fun, right? Like there's pressure. There's a whole bunch of people in rocking chairs watching. You finish out your round. You get a little applause whenever you do something good. So, uh, well worth the opportunity to go anytime you have a chance to play where the pros have played. Why not, right? Let's see what it's like. I, I,
That's two courses for you this year, or for I guess both of us. But you've checked off the old course hosting the
yes.
Open, and you've
Oh,
checked
listen,
off Pinehurst number two
it's
hosting
a
the U.S. Open.
heck of a year that we've had in golf, man.
Heck of a year. We
Yeah,
need to hit up a PGA somehow and knock that one off the list,
that's right.
or a Ryder Cup, or man. All right.
Ooh,
Cool. All right. Well, then we played the Cradle. We can talk about that here in a little bit. But number eight, we finished out with number eight on the last day. I will say, we talked to so many people. They asked kind of what our schedule was, and we talked to the different people there on at the resort and the different places we went. And whenever we said, "Yeah, we're playing number eight," they all like, "Ooh, I really like number eight. You guys are gonna love it." And I was kind of thinking, okay, well, it's not. They're not saying that about. I mean, they say you like two, you'll love 10, but they really like number eight. I liked it a lot, and I know you did as well. Correct?
I did. I was done swinging golf balls. I think I shot 100 even, and I mean, just so tired of swinging so many. And what's crazy was I wasn't sore or anything. It was a long 4 days. Like you're tired. Um, that's the one place though. Joe and I played together, and we said it's the place you would go play over and over again. The course it felt a whole lot more like a private country club. If someone said, "Hey, you could be a member here," I would be a member there. Just like it was that good. To be able to go out and play it. It was a more traditional golf course, right? Like you got some par fours that are sort of out in front of you. You got some dog legs. You got a little bit of water. You got a little bit of up and down, um, but nothing where you feel like you're stressing out over golf. But still a challenging course. I don't know what you shoot there, like 85, 86.
I was at 87 there.
Yeah,
Yeah, after played well the first 2 days, I got uh, you know kind of beat up by number two and frustrated with the caddy and whatever. So did not play great on number two, and then the swing just kind of carried over into number eight. And it didn't help that my driver grip was almost completely worn, and I was sweating a ton. I had to use rain gloves to keep it from happening. But anyway, I love number eight. I thought it was great. I thought the greens were awesome. I
they
thought that
were.
was probably the best part of the course. I mean, fairways were great and everything. So yeah, I really liked number eight as well. We'll talk about some favorites here in a second during our quick nine, but we were there not just to go play at Pinehurst, but we were there for our event called Good Company.
Yeah.
Our second one, we did kind of our first Good Company there in Pawleys Island. We played Caledonia and True Blue with a bunch of the guys from Twilight Golf and some friends. But this was our second one. This was kind of our first bigger trip. I thought it was great. I think the best part of it, like we tell everybody, was the people, right? I mean, we
Absolutely.
were in an outstanding place. We had outstanding food, lodging, golf, whatever, but we had a great group.
Yeah, we did. I mean, at no point in time were you tired of being with the folks you were with, which isn't always true, depending on who's there and who's not there. And I don't think anyone was like frustrated with anybody in the middle of the golf course. a great group of folks that have golf in great perspective. Like there was frustrations of shots and stuff like that, but no one's the guy you're trying to avoid or walk away from because he's just going to be an angry elf that day. Um, yeah, I mean, and then hanging out, having dinner. You had the guys that wanted to go out and I think you guys played. This will do 18 times one afternoon, and me and Jonathan were like, I'm gonna go sit in the shade and like just relax and have a drink. Uh, yeah, it was the perfect balance of golf nuts who want to go out and always have a club in their hand for 24 hours while you're there, and then but also the opportunity to hang out and just chill as guys that just like to be around each other and have a good time. So yeah, it was perfect. It was a great group to be with.
Yeah. I will say one of the fun things, and my wife texted me while we were at dinner at the Carolina, and she said, "Have you given, or the Carolina dining room, have you given the guys the swag yet? Have you given them their stuff?"
Yeah.
I do want to give some shout outs, right?
Oh yeah.
So our friends at Jones, we got everybody this really cool Ranger cooler. We got it here. If you're watching us on YouTube, it's awesome. Little cooler. It's lined. You can throw drinks in there. You can throw golf balls in there if you want to use it as a shag bag. It's really cool. Um, Dan Drellinger came through and got everybody a logoed Best Ball golf shirt.
That's
I
right.
thought that was real good. I think it was the Liam model.
Yeah.
Nice navy blue. Looked really good. The guys really appreciated that. Let's see what else. Flag bag.
Flag
Our
bag.
buddy Josh Smith,
Oh my
flag bag. Look
gosh.
at this thing.
That's
Oh my goodness, this nice head cover. This
quite
thing's awesome.
possibly.
So we got Pinehurst #2 flags
Yep.
in anticipation for this trip. And we sent them off to Josh, Flag Bag Golf, and he made some incredible head covers for our drivers.
I I probably will always have a driver in my bag now, even if I never use it again, just so I
Yeah,
can have. So someone will go, "What is that?" Oh, yeah, that's my uh, personalized head cover from
yeah.
Flag Bag with the number two.
It's awesome. Yeah,
Yep.
many people are going to be jealous when they see that. You're like, where did you get that? Well, Flag Bag,
Yep.
Josh Smith, very thankful. Atomic Golf, our buddy Joel, who's on the trip with us,
He
did some
was.
awesome ball markers and divot repair tools for the guys. Put their initials on the divot repair tool, but the ball markers. Kind of one of the themes that we're doing with these good company trips is whatever state we're in, that's the shape of the ball marker, right? So now
Yep.
we have a South Carolina and a North Carolina one
That's right.
for the places we've gone. So really cool. We had Western Birch golf tees that were great, had good company. We gave out some best ball ones as well. And then finally, Imperial Headwear, our buddy Alan Hyman with Hyman Golf Sales. He hooked us up with some. I say hook us up. We got them through him, paid for them through him. Some good company hats. You're rocking. You're rocking a good company hat there now. But thanks to
That's right.
Alan and Imperial for yeah, a lot of fun. So it was fun to give this stuff to the guys. I think
Yeah.
they appreciate it, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the cooler bag, that's something that if you're going to go out, throw it on the back of your cart. If you're going to go chipping somewhere and you want to take your own balls over there, throw your balls in there. I walk a lot, but I'm already trying to think of when can I go ride so I can throw my drinks into that bag and give it a try. And then, like I said, the head cover, I'll literally will probably carry a driver just because of
Even
that.
if you don't use it.
Even if I don't use it, yeah, I'll still just have it in the bag. That way, it's sort of there. Because if you go on a trip, you want something to remember the trip by, right? Like
Yeah.
you're wearing the hat. I picked up stickers and stuff like that, but something like that that's unique. No one else has a number two head cover. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
exist except for the fact that we asked it to exist. The one that I probably will never put on or take anywhere is my Old Course Reverse head cover.
Yeah. That's staying on the
That
desk
one's
right here.
staying somewhere not on a course anywhere at
Yep.
all.
Yep.
But other than that, like yeah, it's a great little memory memento of someday. And the nice part too is like everyone else, right? You take it, you throw it in the back of a cart, and they're like, "Hey, where'd you get that bag?" "Oh yeah, I went on this trip with Best Ball. You should check them out. Good company trip."
Yeah.
So easy ways, and we appreciate everyone that was there with us.
Yeah.
I would like to shout out to Pinehurst on that too, little swag action because number four's greens. We were supposed to play number four, and it went bad. And so we switched to number 8, right? Isn't that what we switched to?
Correct. Yep.
And hats off to them. They did not have to do this. It was a huge gesture. I think everyone really appreciated it. They gave us a $200 gift card to go and use for whatever. And so, like, again, hospitality wise, they get it. Like, they understand exactly what's going on. And that $200 gift card would send me back because they did the right thing when they didn't have to.
Yep. I
At
agree.
no fault of their own, right? It's not like you can control the weather and everything else. Sometimes greens go bad, but for them to make that adjustment and just top class right there.
Yeah, I agree. You mentioned it before, but while we were on number 2, and then to come hang out at the Cradle and at dinner that night, we got to see our buddy Matt Gibson. So
That's right.
many thanks to Matt for spending some time with us. It's always good to see Matt Gibson. If you guys
Absolutely.
don't follow him and any of the stuff that Pinehurst does on their social channels, like the creative videos, photos, and stuff, it's Matt Gibson. He is talented.
Absolutely.
So make sure you're following him. We did have a little competition going on. We did the quota game throughout our 4 rounds plus some
Yeah.
bonus points. So we do have to shout out our friends Brandon and Joe, who kind of ran away with it.
They didn't
They
run
did
away with it.
they ran away with it well enough to where it was pretty comfortable win. But
It was like
you know,
if I had
the one thing I'll say about that is they won it, but it goes back to the people that are there because kind of made connections and they figured out that they had a lot of mutual friends. But these two guys, Brandon and Joe, that we had them teamed up, and I bet they get together and play a lot of golf from now on because
oh
they both love golf,
yeah,
and they love going to play different places. And so I think we've introduced or reintroduced a friendship that's gonna go a lot of places to play
they
some
definitely
golf.
approach golf the same way, and I feel like I let my teammate down. I'm sorry, Jonathan. If I had just had because we got points for
More
bogeys, didn't
energy,
we? No, but even like we got points for bogeys, and I
yeah.
just had so many doubles. If I just had a couple bogeys, it would have been really tight.
If I just that's
It'd
what
have been
everybody says.
it would have been tight. It'd have been tight. Next year will be different.
Next year, hopefully before next year.
Yeah,
Anyway, all right. Well, let's roll into a quick 9. You don't know what the category is coming up.
don't.
You could probably guess some of these things, but good company and Pinehurst related. You ready?
All right.
Number 1, of the courses we played, your favorite?
It's tough. Based on energy level, it's got to be number 3 first because it was. Um, if I had to go back today and you said you could only play one more of the courses, as much as it was trying and difficult, I think I would say number 10. And that
Yep.
surprises me, I think, even.
Yep.
Yeah.
My answer is number 10, easily. I
I,
want to play 2 again. I've played it twice now, and I really want to play it when my swing's actually working. But number 10, I love it. I think it's an awesome course. They
I
did
got to
such a
figure
good
out the
job.
driver before I do 10 again. That
Yeah.
that's a course you need to hit a long way, or at least get it down the track.
Yep. All right. Favorite hole?
Favorite hole. Well, I mean I've already mentioned it. I think it's got to be number 18 on number 2, right? Like that's the hole
Yeah.
that you're living up to your own expectations. There's history of everything. No one hit it. I don't think anybody accidentally hit it into the bunker. Um, and there is real added pressure. We've talked about this before. Whenever if you could set up a golf course and always have a porch looking over the very last hole, it's the perfect spot. And so there's added pressure to hitting the ball, hoping that you don't, thin it and slice it into somebody's drink on the sitting there on the porch. So yeah, number 2 on 18. That's iconic.
Well, I tried to give everybody a heads up. Matt Gibson has told me before that plenty of people have put it into the deuce and
Yeah,
on the roof there
yeah,
at the resort. So you won't be the first, you won't be the last. But my answer is the same. It's number 18 on number 2,
yeah.
because of just the place you're at. I mean, it's kind of like 18 at the old course, right?
Right,
Like you're
right.
coming up that fairway that you've seen so many people do. You're on the green. I like you played it well. I got a par. I did it in the more traditional fairway, hit the green, and then almost rolled in a really long birdie putt. to where it was like a couple inch tap in for the par. So a lot of fun. Love that one. All right, favorite meal and what was it?
Favorite meal? Mm, the brewery. If you sign up for the meal plan and you go there, just get the all meat special. It's like there's no upcharge to it. You get every type of barbecue meat they've got, and you're sharing it with friends because it's so much. We've had it before. We've eaten there before, but yeah, I would say that one.
Yeah, I'm going with the Carolina dining room. That steak that's a good start.
It was a good start.
That was a very good start. Where did y'all get the tots? Didn't y'all get tots somewhere? Oh, at the Deuce. Y'all all got that as like your
Oh
appetizer.
man, so the meal plan like gives everyone their own appetizer at every restaurant, and then everyone their own main course, and then everyone a dessert. And so yeah, we all ordered these tots, and one of them
Not
could
me.
have been
I got the short
you
rib
get the
tacos
tacos,
that were
yeah, but like
amazing.
almost all of them could have been shared by like six people just by themselves. So yeah, I had this whole entire massive bowl of tater tots with a whole bunch of cheese, some queso. So
Yeah.
maybe that's why I was a little sluggish.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Favorite logo at Pinehurst.
Man, um, eight's really nice because you understand it's also for the 100 if you look at it sideways.
And our buddy Seth McWhorter did it.
Yeah, number 10's really cool, the cart that you're looking for, but I think I'm gonna say the cradle. It's what I picked up as my big piece, if you will. I bought a nice little hoodie, and it was because it's just this nice simple cradle with the putter boy leaning up against it. I think the cradle was fantastic as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
the cradle.
a lot of fun. I'm going with number 10, the sand mine. So,
Yeah,
like, yeah, 10, 11, now everybody's knowing that the 11's hidden in there. So,
yep.
all right, you mentioned what you purchased. What was your favorite merch purchase?
Well, if you look behind me here, I have my entire row of Pinehurst balls. So that's probably my highlight. I've got the U.S. Open from the year before, and I've got Cradle, 2, 3, 8, 10, and then just a regular Pinehurst logo as well. So I think that's probably my favorite.
You're going to need a new ball cabinet here
I
soon.
know, it's getting full already. It's
Isn't that
crazy.
crazy?
Yeah.
Man, what a golfer, Jonathan. What a
No,
golfer.
I don't know about that.
Mine, I got two lightweight hoodies, one from number 10 and one from the Cradle as well. I got the Cradle. I really thought we would have some time after our round at number 2 before we went and played the Cradle. That we would be able to go back to the Holly and either shower or just put on a fresh shirt.
Yeah.
And after number 2, it was so hot. A nice lady ranger out on the course came by with ice towels, like
Yeah.
towels. She dipped them down in the ice water,
We got
wrapped
ripped
them
off on
around her
that.
neck. Oh, I mean, I wish that would have happened like, no,
On
10
the
holes
third
before
hole.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not on hole like 15 or 16. But anyway,
Yeah.
what's your favorite story from the week?
So my
It could be
favorite,
anything.
yeah, my
Yeah,
favorite
anything. Golf
story.
related, whatever.
So again, we're hanging out with these kids, Slater and William, and we're at the turn. So I think it was right after number 8, maybe, or just before number 9, whatever it was. We're chatting it up, waiting on the other group to tee off, and we're talking about NIL money, and this is probably why I'm not allowed to win the lottery, because if I had lottery money, I'd been like, I told this kid, I was like, if I had lottery money, I would pay you $10,000 right now in NIL, but you'd have to work out. So the question for the kid was, what was it that really made a biggest difference on your golf swing? And I immediately said, Goodyear tires and Jesus. And so, which made everyone kind of laugh. So my thought was, if I had NIL money in the lottery, I would pay this kid $10,000, but he has to work in Goodyear tires, Jesus, and sweet tea into every interview the rest of his professional and amateur career. So that was, I mean, again,
Can't believe he turned you down.
right, exactly. Well, I didn't have $10,000. He's like, how would I even do that? And then I came up with the way to include that in every single one. Um, but again, that goes back to this. It had nothing to do with golf, had nothing to do with anything other than we're hanging out with people, new friends, right? This, 16, 17-year-old kid, his uncle, and everyone
You
else.
you think they're gonna be listening to this podcast?
Oh, we're hopefully going to get Slater on the podcast. Like, we should tag him. I've got his social media stuff because this kid's amazing, and really did probably deserves to be on the podcast just because of all the heckling we gave him over 18 holes. Like, we worked him pretty hard. So yeah, like again, it's people, right? You meet folks, you have a good time with it. Uh, the golf shots were there or not there. It doesn't really matter. At some point, you were just having a good time.
Yeah. I think my favorite story, we kind of had the running joke the whole time. You really wanted wings from Dugan's. And you
Yeah.
kept mentioning it over and over and over and over again. And then when we were going to, when it was our night to go down to the Carolina Brewery, you said, I'm not walking from the Holly Inn,
No,
the two
I was
blocks down
done
there.
walking.
You said, I'm taking the shuttle. Well, I think four of us walked, and we
Yep.
walked by Dugan's, and Brandon said, hold on. And he goes and buys every one of us a Dugan's t-shirt that we all are wearing
I'm wearing mine right now.
before you guys walked in. You had no
Yes.
idea.
No, I
So
had
y'all
no
walk
idea.
in, and we're all sitting there for a good couple of minutes before you realize we're wearing Dugan's t-shirts. So
Yep.
just another testament to the great group that we had. All right. If you had one redo, anything, what would it be?
I I'd like to try at number two again. I think I could. I think I could play it better.
What do you mean try it again? Like play it again?
I'd play it again. I think I could shave off if I had been if it was a fresh because it was our third day and 10 really wore you out. If it were fresh, even if it were first day, but if I were first day, I'd be like, okay, then I'm getting there the night before, or I'm gonna wake up. Like I would take it. I would take it a little bit differently. Because I think I could shave off. I don't think I could break 90 because it just doesn't play the same way that the old course for my game. But I, after playing it, understanding how the greens work, understanding now whenever the pros miss a 4 foot putt and you're like, there was no break there, and then there was. I think I could. I'd like to give that another try.
Yeah.
Um, and I'd also request a caddy who's going to give me some help instead of
Do it yourself.
not a caddy. A caddy's got to be helpful because I mean, there's moments where you need to know if I
Yeah.
leave this short, if I leave this long. Like there's some real questions and answers that need to be given from a caddy.
Yeah.
Um,
John, Brandon and Joe had a caddy named Eric.
yeah,
He was awesome.
yeah,
He started helping me read some putts as well,
yeah,
give me some pointers because we were not getting it.
yeah.
Besides that,
The guy
my
caddying for the amateurs, the other kids, he was spot on. And he
yeah,
was like walking them through. He was talking where they want to miss. Like he was doing all the things you expect a caddy to do. Of after watching your game for a little bit, giving you the advice on you got to go left, you got to go right, as opposed to me asking, "Hey, if I go long, is that okay? Or if I go, should I be short?" Like all that kind of stuff. So yeah,
yep,
I'd like to give number two a try.
yeah. Mine is making sure that I have fresh grips on my clubs, including my driver. That was I played. We didn't need it. I think I hit two drivers on number three, and
Right.
then on number two realized how hot it was, and I think it was, or no, number 10. That was their second day.
Yeah.
It was hole number 4. I swung, and it just completely slipped out of my hands. Pulled it hard left. Somehow made a miraculous par. But from then on, I grabbed my zero restriction rain gloves, and any time I had to hit my driver, and those things are tight. Like
Right.
when you put those things on, they are
They
like
stick to you.
your hand. It's your
Yes.
skin basically, really sticky skin. And I had to wear those every time. So on number 10, on number 2, then on number 8. Anytime I hit a driver, I had to get that. So making sure my equipment was ready is something I want to redo. All right. What was your most memorable shot?
Um. So I've already mentioned 18 on number two, so I'll take that one out. My putter was in full effect. I had a shot on number 14 on number 10, and I missed it left, and I was about probably 20 to 30 feet below the hole, this big mound and everything else, but I don't have a short game other than my putter. And so Jonathan and Joel were playing together. They had chipped. They were 10, 15 feet away. And I get down there with a putter, like, are you kidding me? I mean, it's literally a hill up to go. And I'm like, yeah, I walked up there, figured out where the break was, putted it up, went off the line, and I was like 8 feet away for, I probably three putted, but whatever it was, that was my favorite shot, other than par on 18.
Nice. Mine, I got kind of a tie. You mentioned earlier I did get a deuce coin. That
Yeah,
was one thing I really wanted to do. I wanted to get a two,
on a
so that I
hard
could get a
par
deuce
three
coin.
too, a real
Yeah,
par
they had
three.
that number nine on course number two. They had the pin tucked in the back
Tucked.
left. I think it was measuring. I can't remember what it was measuring. It was like one.
It was like
Scorecard says the
162 or
white was
something.
148, but the wind was into us a good bit, I
Yeah,
think. So
yeah,
it was like a 165 shot probably,
yeah.
and I stuck a shot perfectly 4 feet behind, and then somehow made the putt coming back.
So 7 iron or 8 iron for you?
I hit a hard 8 iron.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, so it wrote it perfectly. The other one on number 10, again Eric, the other guys caddies who they had for both days. I had just birdied 16 there at Pinehurst number 10, and we get to the 17th hole, another long par five, 142 it says, and I think the wind was there again, but I might have hit like a 9 iron or something. He had said, yeah, you could bank it off the left. It was again in the back left, and I hit it. It hit just off the side to the left, and it kicked right. And we all thought for a second that this thing's going in, and it stopped like a foot from the hole.
Yeah.
It went just behind it. So
We saw that
I
picture
went,
for sure.
yeah, I went birdie,
Ooh.
and I actually just missed a birdie to close out three straight birdies on number 10. Had a good round on number 10, so that was a lot of fun. So that a couple good iron shots there to highlight my memorable ones.
I almost got a 2 on 10. No, I almost eagled on 10. The par 5 on the gauntlet, I was 175 yards away. Read that what was one Jonathan I think had a book. He's like, it's gonna break. Everything's gonna roll left to right on the green. So I hit like a 170 shot, bounced it, and it rolled right in front. Then I think I four putted, but I
Of
would have.
course.
It was close. It was close.
Nice. Very nice. All right, good stuff. Final question. What location is on the bucket list for you for one of our next good company events?
Me. I don't know if I have bucket lists for golf stuff. Where would I like to go? Utah.
Utah.
Utah seems to be just hits the highlights. I see a lot of social media stuff of Utah is a great state to go play golf in. I think going to Utah would be fantastic. I've never played mountain golf, elevation golf, and it feels like Utah's the place. Would be a great place to go, and lots of courses that would be a fun little trip to take, and a state that
Nice.
I've never been in, so even better.
There you go.
Other than the airport,
Utah.
yeah.
All right. Well, I thought you were going to go more exotic. I would throw out somewhere like Australia or
Oh,
New Zealand.
yeah. I mean,
And hey, if it's a bucket, right? Like,
that's true.
yeah, it must be farther down in your bucket. Let's go to Utah first. But yeah, but if we're doing it somewhere, I mean, Australia, Scotland, Ireland, like throughout
We've
the
already done
Brandon,
those.
I'd love to go. I mean, we didn't do it all.
Oh no, we'd always go
No,
back.
we could go back and taking a group, right? Like that'd
Yeah,
be so much fun.
it would be a good time.
But a Sand Valley or Bandon, I think would be awesome.
Yeah, those are hard to beat.
And we asked the guys like, "Hey, where would y'all want to go?" And they threw out a couple of the Cabot properties, locations like that. So we'll see. Maybe one of the next good company events will be one of those places or Utah. Um, I just imagine Utah is pretty spread out. I don't know. Do they have a cluster of golf places? I guess I'll
Yeah,
have to start doing some research.
yeah, I've seen on social media. There's like 4 or 5 courses that you can go play. I mean, around the Salt Lake area. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's golf.
I know the Gimme folks are doing a Scottsdale trip. One of their camp Gimmies, they're doing
Yeah, I
a
saw that.
Scottsdale trip. So if we do that, we'd have to go play the Bad Little Nine.
We would have to go play that. That'd be on the
Yeah,
list for sure.
that would be on the list. All right.
On a
Well,
Friday,
on a Friday,
the
challenge day,
hardest, yeah, the
hard
hardest
day.
one.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, it was a lot of fun. Many thanks to those that were there. Many thanks to those that supported us getting there. But we're excited about more good companies coming up. So y'all stay tuned. Thanks for listening to another Whole Story podcast. We'll be back with some cool stories coming up. We got some broom sedge stuff coming up. So for Jonathan and Robby, you guys have been listening to another episode of the Whole Story podcast.